Welcome to our demo for One versus Everyone by FTC Publishing. As with all of our interactive games, this is a great way to engage and excite your audience, whether it's in the classroom or at your next business or corporate event. I'm going to show you in this demo how to set up a game and also play the game so you can see just how quick and easy it is to use our interactive game templates. First of all, you need to create a name for your game, and in this case I'm going to name it as Test, and then click the button to begin. We're going to have a series of 15 questions that we can enter for our content, starting with the easiest question and ending the 15th with the hardest question. In this case, I'm going to type in, what is the capital of Illinois? And we know that that answer correctly is Springfield. And we're going to also enter in 2 incorrect answers as well. And then you can go to the next round to continue entering your questions and your answers. So question 2, and then 1 correct and 2 incorrect answers. You can toggle back and forth between your next and previous rounds in order to edit any of the content that you have. And when you've created all 15 questions, you can then click here to save in the lower right-hand corner. It's going to prompt you at this screen to go back in with the previous round button and preview your game. Once you exit out of this application, there is no way to go back and edit any of the content. So it is a good idea to go back and preview the game itself. Once we know that everything is good to go, you can exit out and then launch the Play the Game application. Up in the upper left-hand corner, you can get a set of instructions, which currently gives you an overview of the game itself. And to start the game, we're going to type in our game name and click Start. One versus everyone is basically main contestant versus the audience. So whether that's a single classroom or it's a big event and you have a big audience, it's going to be one person against the mob, basically. So we're going to type in the number of people in the mob, and in this case, let's say there's 20 total. And we're going to start with the first question. So the question that we're going to have is the first question that I entered in for the demo. What is the capital of Illinois? There are some cheats that you can use, which you can see here. We can pull the mob by asking every member of the mob and making a decision based on what they say. We can ask the mob by pulling 2 contestants out, or 2 members of the audience out, and having them explain their answer. Or you can trust the mob, where you actually have to use the answer that the mob formulates for it. So in this example, what is the capital of Illinois? We do know that Springfield is the capital, and you can see that we did get this correct. So every member of the mob is also keeping track of their personal answers. So at the end of each question, you are going to record how many of the members of the mob got this wrong. So let's say in this example that 10 people got this wrong. And now this is the contestant versus just 10 of those audience members. We can always adjust the mob by, say for instance, a new student walks in the door, or a new audience member walks in the door. Or say for instance, a couple of the members of your audience is not paying attention. You can actually subtract and delete. You can actually add and subtract members of the mob here. You can see how many helps you have remaining. And we can go on to the next question here as well. So question 2, we can see what happens if they actually answer incorrect. So let's go ahead and choose B. We know that this is the wrong answer, and we have a few options whenever you do choose the incorrect question. We can restart the game, and this will actually restart completely back to the first question. You can retry from the last question and also reset the mob. So we know that 10 people got it wrong going into that second question. If we click on the second option, we'll actually go back to the last question and completely reset to that number 20 to get everybody back in the game. Or we can retry from the last question and keep the mob at a level of 10, or however many got the question right from the last question as well. Or we can, of course, end the game. Again, this is a great way to engage and excite your students, engage and excite your audience, no matter if it's in a classroom or in a business setting. And we really hope you have a great time playing One versus Everyone by FTC Publishing.